Captain Nathan Reyes gazed out of the observation deck aboard the USS Horizon, the cold starlight of distant suns glinting off his ship's hull. They were in orbit around Draxon, a planet ripe for potential colonization, its surface teeming with lush forests and broad plains. But the planet was more than just a candidate for human expansion. It was a mystery wrapped in the unknown of deep space. "Captain, you'll want to see this," came the voice of Zoe, his chief science officer, over the comm. Nathan made his way to the lab, the heart of scientific discovery on their vessel. Inside, the team was huddled around a display screen, showing live feed from the surface probe. There, amidst the dense alien foliage, was a creature unlike any they had documented before. "It's some kind of fauna, sir," Zoe explained, pointing to the creature that resembled a puppy from Earth, with shimmering fur that seemed to ripple with colors reflecting its surroundings. However, it lay limping, its whimpering sounds carried through the probe's audio. "How certain are we that it's not just a native species resembling Terran dogs?" Nathan asked, his eyes not leaving the screen. "Biometric scans suggest it's sentient, maybe even telepathic. Its neural patterns are off the charts," Zoe replied, her tone a mixture of excitement and concern. Nathan weighed the implications. Protocols for new life forms were strict, yet the creature clearly needed help. "Prepare a retrieval unit," he decided, his voice firm. "We're bringing it aboard for medical assessment." The decision didn't come lightly. Introducing an alien life form to the crew could risk contamination or worse, but Nathan's gut told him this creature was important, maybe even crucial to understanding Draxon. The retrieval was swift. The creature, small and frail, was encased in a portable biohazard unit and brought to the ship's sickbay. The medical team, led by Dr. Lena, worked diligently to stabilize the animal. "It's dehydrated and malnourished, but I think it'll make it," Dr. Lena announced after a thorough examination. She looked up at Nathan. "It's as if it was waiting for us, Captain." As Nathan watched the creature slowly recover, it opened its eyes, deep, mesmerizing orbs that seemed to hold the night sky within them. The creature gazed at Nathan, and a sense of calm washed over him. It was as though the little being understood him, understood that it was safe. He named it Flix, a nod to its shimmering coat. Over the following days, Flix became more than just a subject of scientific interest. He became a part of the crew. His presence was a soothing balm to the loneliness that often accompanied space travel, and his playful antics brought smiles and laughter to the corridors of the USS Horizon. But as Flix integrated into the life aboard the ship, Nathan couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Flix's story. His arrival couldn't be mere coincidence, and the captain suspected that the mysteries of Draxon were just beginning to unfold. As Flix's health returned, so did his spirit, and with it, an array of inexplicable abilities began to manifest, hinting at hidden depths yet to be explored. Little did they know, the true test of their resolve and understanding of universal fraternity was just on the horizon. As Nathan watched Flix playfully chasing his own shimmering tail, he prepared himself and his crew for whatever challenges lay ahead. Their course set on a journey of discovery that would redefine their very understanding of life in the cosmos. Captain Nathan Reyes stood before his senior staff in the conference room aboard the USS Horizon. The mood was tense, a stark contrast to the typical routine of mapping stars and planets. At the center of their discussion was Flix, the alien creature they had rescued from Draxon. "Bringing Flix aboard was a direct violation of protocol," started Lieutenant Mark, the security chief, his brow furrowed with concern. "We don't know enough about its species. For all we know, it could be carrying pathogens we have no resistance to." Nathan understood the risks, but as he looked around the room, seeing the faces of his crew, he knew they felt what he did, a profound connection to this helpless creature that had instantly become part of their interstellar family. "I'm aware of the protocols, Lieutenant, but leaving Flix to die wasn't an option. Besides, Dr. Lena's reports have been clear. No pathogens, no danger." Dr. Lena nodded, adding, "Not only is Flix harmless, but he shows signs of intelligence and emotional awareness far beyond what we've seen in non-sentient creatures. There might be a lot we can learn from him." Zoe chimed in with her observations. "Flix's ability to alter his fur color and texture on command isn't just camouflage, it's an advanced form of communication. He changes colors in response to emotional stimuli and his environment." The room mulled over this information, considering the scientific and ethical dimensions. Nathan continued, "Our mission is to explore and understand. Flix is an opportunity for us to learn about alien life in a way we've never before encountered." As they debated, Flix, who had been allowed into the room, trotted over to the holographic display of Draxon in the center of the table. With a playful nudge, he changed the display's colors, seemingly amused by his interaction with the technology. The crew laughed, a momentary relief from the weight of their discussion, but it was then that the ship's alarm system blared. "Unidentified vessel approaching," announced the voice of the ship's AI. Everyone rushed to the bridge. As they stared out into the vastness of space, a sleek metallic ship, unlike any they had known, glided into view. Its design was elegant, yet formidable, clearly not human. Nathan took a deep breath and opened communications. "This is Captain Nathan Reyes of the USS Horizon. We mean you no harm. Please identify yourself." The screen flickered to life, revealing a being with a serene yet stern face, their skin shimmering with the same lustrous quality as Flix's fur. "I am Commander Talara of the Zarian Empire. You are holding something very precious to us." Nathan exchanged a quick glance with Flix, whose fur had turned a deep shade of blue, a color they had learned signaled fear. "We've rescued an injured creature, which we've come to know as Flix. He was alone and hurt." Talara's eyes softened momentarily. "Flix is what you call him? He is a Vixian, a being of great importance to our people. His presence in your care must be discussed." As negotiations began, Nathan realized the gravity of their situation. They were no longer just explorers or scientists. They were diplomats on the fragile front line of interstellar relations. How they handled this could forge a bond between humanity and the Zarians, or spark a conflict in the stars. In the days following the tense encounter with the Zarians, Flix became an integral part of the USS Horizon's crew. Captain Nathan Reyes watched as Flix's unique qualities unfolded further, bringing both wonder and warmth to the ship's daily routine. Flix's ability to connect with the crew went beyond simple, pet-like behavior. He seemed to possess an empathic sense, reacting to the crew's emotions with a sensitive understanding that bordered on telepathic. His presence had a calming effect, especially as the crew navigated the uncertainties of their situation with the Zarians. During a particularly stressful day, Nathan found Flix in the engineering bay, surrounded by curious engineers. The alien creature was interacting with the ship's systems, his fur shifting colors rhythmically, syncing with the pulsing lights of the console. "Watch this, Captain," called out Chief Engineer Gomez, a wide grin on her face. She pointed at a panel that had been malfunctioning for weeks. Flix touched the console, his fur emitting a soft glow, and the panel flickered back to life. "He fixed it. Somehow he understands our technology, or maybe he communicates with it." Nathan was amazed but also cautious. "Let's keep this under wraps for now. We need to understand more about how he does this without risking our systems," he advised, pondering the implications of Flix's abilities. The next morning, Nathan introduced Flix to a more formal scientific observation session, aiming to document his capabilities under controlled conditions. Dr. Lena and Zoe prepared a series of non-invasive tests to measure Flix's responses to various stimuli. As they worked, Flix seemed eager to participate, his colors shimmering with what appeared to be excitement. When presented with complex puzzles, Flix solved them with astonishing speed, his fur flickering in vibrant patterns that Zoe recorded and analyzed. "It's like he's talking through his fur," Zoe noted, fascinated. "These patterns are consistent, almost like a language. He's not just showing intelligence, he's showing consciousness." Their session was interrupted by a soft alarm. Another ship was approaching. It was smaller than the Zarian vessel, less imposing, but it hailed them immediately. Nathan responded, and a new alien face appeared on their screen. "This is Ambassador Yill from the Intergalactic Peace Coalition," the figure announced in a fluid, musical voice. "We've been monitoring your situation with the Zarian Empire. We believe you might require assistance." Nathan was cautious but intrigued. "We appreciate your concern, Ambassador. We're navigating a complex situation here." "Indeed," Yill replied, their eyes flickering with a subtle glow. "The Vixian with you, whom you call Flix, is of significant interest across the galaxy. His species is rare, known for their innate ability to bond with technology and life forms. They are peacekeepers by nature." As Nathan absorbed this new information, Flix trotted over, his fur a soothing shade of green, and placed his paw gently on Nathan's hand. It was as if Flix understood the gravity of the conversation and was offering his support. "Thank you, Ambassador Yill," Nathan acknowledged. "We may indeed need guidance on how best to protect and possibly return Flix to his people without conflict." As the call ended, Nathan looked down at Flix, reassured yet responsible. They had not just rescued a lost creature, they had found a new friend, one whose very existence could bridge the gap between distant worlds. The path ahead would be fraught with diplomatic challenges, but with Flix's help, they hoped to navigate it peacefully. Days turned into weeks as the USS Horizon continued its journey through space, with Flix now an official crew member. Captain Nathan Reyes had grown increasingly protective of the small alien, whose playful antics and surprising abilities brought light to the ship amidst the uncertainties of deep space. As Nathan sat in his quarters reviewing the day's logs, his thoughts were interrupted by an urgent call from the bridge. "Captain, you need to see this. The Zalarians are back, and they're not alone this time." Lieutenant Mark's voice was tense over the comm. Nathan hurried to the bridge, his heart pounding with a mix of dread and resolve. As he entered, the view screen displayed the vastness of space, now occupied by 3 large Zalarian ships, their sleek metallic surfaces glinting menacingly in the starlight. Commander Talara appeared on the communication panel, her expression stern and uncompromising. "Captain Reyes, we have shown patience in your handling of the Vixian creature. Now, we must insist on his return. He belongs with his own kind, under the protection and guidance of the Zalarian Empire." Nathan stood firm, his gaze locked on the Zalarian commander. "Commander Talara, with all due respect, Flix has become a valued member of our crew. He is not a prisoner here. He is free to stay or leave, and he chooses to stay." Talara's eyes narrowed. "This is not a matter of choice, Captain. The Vixian, known to us as Rixil, is a ward of the Zalarian state due to their unique abilities. They are crucial to our technology and our society's welfare. Your refusal to return him is a breach of galactic law." As the standoff escalated, Zoe quickly relayed a private message to Nathan. "Captain, there's something about their claim that doesn't add up. I've been digging into some encrypted galactic records. The Zalarians may not be telling us the whole truth about Flix's species." Nathan nodded, buying time. "Commander, let's discuss this diplomatically. Perhaps there's a compromise that respects both our positions." Before Talara could respond, an alarm blared. The Zalarians had launched a small shuttle, presumably a boarding party. Nathan acted swiftly. "Red alert. Prepare to repel boarders. Non-lethal measures only. We won't escalate this unless absolutely necessary." The crew sprang into action, securing the ship's vital areas. Flix, sensing the tension, stayed close to Nathan, his fur oscillating between shades of red and blue, mirroring the alarm lights flashing throughout the horizon. As the Zalarian shuttle docked, Nathan, accompanied by Lieutenant Mark and several security officers, met the boarding party in the airlock. The Zalarians, led by a stern officer, stepped aboard. "We come in peace, Captain Reyes, to retrieve our ward," the officer stated, his voice firm, yet without aggression. Nathan took a deep breath, standing between the Zalarians and the path to Flix. "As I said, let's talk. There's no need for conflict." Behind the scenes, Zoe worked frantically to uncover more about the Zalarians' claims, hoping to find leverage to keep Flix safe and free. As both parties faced each other in a tense standoff, the fate of Flix hung in the balance. The atmosphere charged with the potential for both diplomatic resolution and interstellar conflict. As negotiations with the Zalarian boarding party stagnated in the conference room, Captain Nathan Reyes felt a growing unease. The Zalarians' insistence on retrieving Flix, whom they referred to as Rixil, was laced with a polite yet unyielding demand. Their claims of his importance to their society didn't fully mask the underlying tone of exploitation. Nathan excused himself under the pretext of needing to consult with his crew, giving him the chance to finalize a plan he had been formulating ever since the Zalarians first reappeared. Meeting in a secure communications room with Lieutenant Mark, Dr. Lena, and Zoe, Nathan quickly laid out his strategy. "We can't let Flix go back with them, not only because he's our friend, but because it's clear they're using his kind for their own gains," Nathan explained. His team nodded in agreement, their faces set with determination. Zoe chimed in. "I've managed to access some encrypted Zalarian logs. Flix's species is enslaved, forced to maintain their tech. It's not just exploitation, it's systematic abuse." "That settles it," Nathan declared. "We execute a rescue mission. We can't fight the Zalarians head-on, but maybe we don't have to. Zoe, can you disrupt their ship systems long enough for us to make a move?" "I think so," Zoe replied, her fingers already dancing across her tablet. "I can send a malware loop to their guidance system. It'll look like a glitch, nothing traceable back to us directly." "Perfect. Mark, prepare a diversion. We need to keep them focused on us while Zoe works her magic. Lena, make sure Flix is safe and out of sight. The team sprang into action. As Mark organized a series of minor but attention-grabbing technical malfunctions aboard the Horizon, Zoe deployed her crafted malware. Within minutes, reports came in of malfunctions aboard the Zarian ships, causing a flurry of activity that drew their focus away from the negotiations. Using the chaos as a cover, Nathan led Flix through a series of maintenance corridors, avoiding main passageways where they might encounter Zarian officers. They moved towards a shuttle bay, their escape route already planned out. Dr. Lena stayed behind to provide medical assistance as needed, ensuring that any crew member injured during the diversion was cared for. Her presence helped maintain the ruse of a ship in disarray. As they reached the shuttle, Nathan looked back, hoping that their plan would hold long enough to get them away safely. Flix seemed to sense the gravity of the situation, his colors shifting anxiously. Nathan placed a reassuring hand on the creature, whispering, "We're going to get you home, Flix. Hang tight." With a silent prayer, Nathan piloted the shuttle out of the Horizon's bay, slipping past the distracted Zarian fleet. The stars ahead offered a brief respite, the vastness of space a temporary shield from the turmoil behind them. But Nathan knew the hardest part of their journey was just beginning. The fight for Flix's freedom was far from over. The shuttle glided silently through the vacuum of space, the USS Horizon shrinking behind them. Captain Nathan Reyes maintained a firm grip on the controls, his eyes constantly scanning the readouts. Every beep and blink was a reminder of the perilous journey they had embarked upon. Beside him, Flix's colors rippled anxiously, reflecting his awareness of the tense atmosphere. As they moved farther from the Zarian ships, Nathan breathed a sigh of relief, thinking they might just escape without confrontation. But that hope was dashed when the comm system crackled to life. "Captain Reyes, this is Commander Talara. You have taken something very valuable from us. Return the Vixian immediately, or face the consequences." Nathan's jaw tightened as he responded. "Commander Talara, with all due respect, Flix is not an object to be owned. He's a sentient being, and he has the right to choose where he wants to be." There was a pause before Talara replied, her voice colder. "You are meddling in affairs beyond your understanding, human. This will not end well for you." Before Nathan could reply, alarms blared throughout the shuttle. The Zarians had launched fighters, sleek vessels that cut through space with intimidating speed. Nathan's hands flew over the controls, evading incoming fire. "Hold on, Flix," Nathan shouted as he maneuvered the shuttle into an asteroid field, hoping the rocky terrain would give them some cover. Flix, understanding the gravity of the situation, huddled by Nathan's side, his body glowing faintly, pulsating in sync with Nathan's heartbeat. Zoe's voice came through the comm, patched from the Horizon. "Captain, I've managed to enhance the shuttle's shield frequency with Flix's help. It's not much, but it should give you a bit more protection against their blasters." "Thanks, Zoe. Keep looking for any advantage we might use," Nathan replied, his voice calm despite the adrenaline surging through his veins. The asteroid field proved to be both a blessing and a curse. While it provided cover, navigating the dense cluster under fire was no easy feat. Nathan expertly piloted the shuttle, weaving through narrow gaps and occasionally using larger asteroids as barriers against the Zarian fire. As they dodged and weaved, Flix's glow intensified, and Nathan noticed a pattern. Whenever they neared a particularly large asteroid, Flix's colors shifted toward a bright spectrum. On a hunch, Nathan steered the shuttle close to one of these asteroids as they approached a particularly large one. Flix's glow burst brightly, and suddenly the asteroid shifted, revealing itself to be not a rock, but a dormant alien vessel, camouflaged against the debris. Acting quickly, Nathan hailed the vessel. To his surprise, the ship powered up, responding to Flix's unique energy signature. A voice, old and wise, crackled through the comm. "You are not alone, Captain Reyes. We, the Ancients of Vix, owe a debt to the young one beside you. We will assist." With the support of the newly awakened alien vessel, Nathan felt the tide of battle turn. The Vixian ship was formidable, equipped with advanced technology that disabled the Zarian fighters with precision. One by one, the fighters retreated, unwilling to engage with an unknown and powerful adversary. As the last of the fighters disappeared into the vastness of space, Nathan allowed himself a moment of relief. Flix nuzzled against his arm, his colors now a soothing pattern of blues and greens. "Thank you, my friend," Nathan whispered to Flix, grateful for the unexpected allies they had found in this remote corner of the galaxy. With the Vixians' help, Nathan was more determined than ever to ensure Flix's freedom and safety. As the shuttle approached Draxon, Captain Nathan Reyes felt the weight of their diplomatic mission intensifying. The landscape below, a vibrant tapestry of greens and blues, signaled not just their arrival at Flix's native planet, but also at a turning point in galactic relations. Nathan was aware that the eyes of several star systems were on them, watching to see how humanity handled this delicate situation. Beside him, Flix, or Rixil as he was known among his people, vibrated with excitement. His colors shifted rapidly, a dazzling display of emotion that Nathan had learned to read over their time together. It was clear that Flix recognized his home, and his joy was infectious. The shuttle landed gently on a clearing surrounded by towering flora that resembled giant ferns. The air was filled with the sweet scents of Draxon's abundant plant life, and the sounds of unseen creatures echoed softly in the distance. As the shuttle doors opened, a group of Vixians awaited them, their forms similar to Flix's, but adorned with more elaborate color patterns and brighter hues, signifying their status within their society. An elder Vixian, whose fur shimmered with deep shades of indigo and silver, indicating wisdom and age, stepped forward. This was Theron, the leader of the Vixian Council. His presence was both commanding and serene, and as he approached, Nathan could feel a gentle mental touch, an offer of communication and peace. "Welcome, Captain Nathan Reyes of the Earth ship Horizon. We are deeply grateful for the return of Rixil, who was lost to us and whom we feared we would never see again. Your actions have brought us great joy and hope," Theron communicated, his mental voice echoing with warmth and authority. Nathan bowed slightly, respecting the Vixian customs. "It is our honor to return Rixil to his home. We have come to learn much from him, about bravery, friendship, and the interconnectedness of all beings. We hope this marks the beginning of a lasting friendship between our peoples." The assembly moved towards one of the larger structures nearby, a building that seemed to grow out of the ground itself, its walls alive with pulsating colors. Inside, the hall was vast and open, filled with light that seemed to emanate from the structure itself. Theron led Nathan and his crew, along with Rixil, to the center of the hall, where a ceremony of reintegration for Rixil was to take place. As the ceremony commenced, Rixil was surrounded by Vixians who hummed in a low, melodic tone. The air around them shimmered, and Flix's body lit up with radiant light, his colors blending and shifting in response to the harmonies. After the ceremony, Theron addressed the gathered crowd, which included delegates from neighboring star systems who had come to witness the event. "Today, we not only celebrate Rixil's return, but also the courage and integrity of our friends from Earth. Let this day be remembered as a symbol of what can be achieved when different peoples unite for a common good." Theron's announcement was met with applause and a murmur of approval from the assembly. Discussions ensued about formalizing ties with Earth and establishing Draxon as a sanctuary for knowledge and cultural exchange. As the gathering continued, Nathan felt a profound sense of fulfillment. They had navigated through potential conflict to bring about a peaceful resolution, and in doing so, had opened doors to future collaborations. Later, as Nathan prepared to depart, Rixil approached him. The colors in his fur were calm and warm, indicating affection and gratitude. "Nathan, you have been more than a friend. You have been a protector and a teacher. Know that you and your crew will always be honored here." Nathan placed his hand on Rixil's head, his heart full. "And you, Rixil, have taught us much about resilience and the strength of bonds. We'll carry your story with us as we continue our journey among the stars." With final goodbyes, Nathan and his crew returned to their shuttle, leaving Draxon behind, but taking with them the lessons and memories of their remarkable encounter. As the shuttle ascended into the starlit sky, Nathan knew that the impact of their mission would resonate far beyond the confines of their ship, shaping their approach to the unknown challenges and wonders of the universe. As the shuttle ascended from the vibrant world of Draxon, Captain Nathan Reyes took one last look at the lush landscape sprawling beneath them. The ceremony marking Flix's return and the establishment of new diplomatic ties had been more profound than Nathan had anticipated, and he felt a deep sense of pride and optimism. Back aboard the USS Horizon, the crew was bustling with excitement over their successful mission. The diplomatic channels were already abuzz with discussions about the implications of humanity's role in restoring a lost Vixian to his home. It seemed that overnight, the crew of the Horizon had become galactic celebrities, heralded as champions of compassion and interstellar cooperation. In the ship's main conference room, Nathan convened a meeting with his senior officers and several Vixian representatives who had chosen to accompany them back to Earth. The goal was clear: to outline the future responsibilities of Earth as a guardian of Draxon, and to discuss the integration of Vixian technology and culture into the broader galactic community. "We've been given a great honor, but also a tremendous responsibility," Nathan began, addressing the room. "Draxon is now under our protection, and we must ensure that it remains a safe haven for the Vixians and a symbol of peaceful interstellar relations." The Vixian elder, Theron, who had joined the delegation, spoke next. "We are entrusting you with our safety, but also with our knowledge. Draxon will serve as a center for learning and exchange for all peaceful civilizations, and we hope to host representatives from many worlds." The discussion that followed focused on the logistical aspects of setting up an interstellar embassy on Draxon, the exchange of technological insights, and the establishment of a cultural exchange program. The Vixians were particularly keen on sharing their advanced bioengineering techniques, which had allowed them to integrate their technology seamlessly with their natural environment, a topic of great interest to Earth scientists. As the meeting drew to a close, Nathan felt reassured by the commitment and enthusiasm of all parties involved. The path forward was ambitious, but filled with potential for groundbreaking advancements and new alliances. The next few days were a whirlwind of preparations. The Horizon was retrofit with Vixian communication technology, enhancing its capability to serve as a mobile command center for the operations on Draxon. Meanwhile, the crew received training on Vixian customs and language to better facilitate the upcoming cultural exchanges. Amidst these preparations, Nathan took a moment to reflect on the journey that had led them here. From rescuing a small, injured creature to standing at the forefront of a new chapter in galactic diplomacy, it had been an extraordinary voyage of discovery and growth. Finally, the day came for the Horizon to return to Earth. The ship was packed with artifacts, cultural gifts from the Vixians, and a wealth of data to be shared with Earth's leaders and the public. The mood aboard was festive, yet underscored by a sense of duty to share their story and the lessons learned with the world. As Earth came into view, a beautiful blue orb suspended in the starry void, Nathan addressed the crew. "What we've accomplished isn't just about making headlines or becoming heroes. It's about proving that humanity has a role to play in the cosmic community, that we can be a force for good, for unity, and for peace." The Horizon entered Earth's atmosphere, the familiar blue skies welcoming them home. As they landed, they were greeted by crowds and cameras. But for Nathan, the true welcome was the sense of accomplishment and the promise of the future. The mission had changed them all, broadened their horizons, and taught them the value of empathy and courage across the stars. Looking forward, Nathan knew that their role as guardians of Draxon was just the beginning. Humanity was stepping into a larger universe, with endless possibilities and new horizons to explore. As they embarked on this new chapter, they carried with them the spirit of unity and the bonds formed among the stars, ready to face whatever challenges and wonders lay ahead.